So concatenation. So what is concatenation? It's concatenation. Shouldn't you কখনো concatenation? So দেখেন ফর এক্সাম্পল আমি যদি প্রিন্ট লিখি, আমি প্রিন্ট কে বললাম প্রিন্ট একটা মেসেজ দিলাম লাইক সাম। সো রান করি, it says সাম, রাইট? ওকে, সো এবার আমি যদি এখানে জাস্ট কমা দিয়ে দেন আমি আরেকটা ওয়ার্ড দিলাম ইসলাম, দেন রান, it says সাম ইসলাম। এবার রাইট নাও আমি এখানে কমা ইউজ করব না, I use plus. So then run kori, it says Saima Islam, but without a space. So ebar আমি যদি এখানে একটা 5 plus 6, so it will print 1 1 11, 5 plus 6 11, and if I write 5 comma 6, so it says 5 space 6, not 6, 5 space 6. So if I write 5 within quotation plus 6 within quotation, right? Why 56? Okay, so now if I write comma here, then run, so it's a 5 6. Why 5 6? Why it takes a space here? Because of comma. So comma use করলে একটা স্পেস অটোমেটিক্যালি এখানে নিয়ে নিচ্ছে, বাট যদি প্লাস ইউজ করি, সো ইট জাস্ট আপনার জাস্ট কম্বাইন করতেছে এই দুটো স্ট্রিং কে। আমি যদি এখানে আরেকটা স্ট্রিং ইউজ করি, শিট কি অবস্থা, ব্যাকগ্রাউন্ড নয়েজ। সো আমি দিলাম হচ্ছে 9, সো ইট সেজ 5 6 9। সো এই যে এই প্রসেসটা যে মাল্টিপল স্ট্রিং কে হচ্ছে আমরা জাস্ট কম্বাইন করতেছি, সো এই প্রসেসটাকে আমরা বলি কনক্যাটিনেশন প্রসেস। সো কনক্যাটিনেশন মিন্স combining multiple string. Clear? This is called concatenation. Okay. So now we'll learn input function. So here লিখে নেন, এখানে বেটার হয়। প্রিন্ট উপর হেডলাইন লিখেন, এরপর জায়গা দিচ্ছি করে লিখেন 6, 6 plus 9. Done. Okay. So concatenation done. Now we will learn input function. So this is a function that is input value from user plus লিখে না এটা হুম হুম নিয়েছিলাম forgot but maybe 96 or 94. Okay, what you will say, this is a function that is used to take input value from user for specific types. So a specific type means it, it can ask the user to input an integer value or input a string or input your name. So different types of value. It can ask a user to input appropriate value using a prompt or just blinking cursor to notify the user to input something. Yes, let's come to this topic. It can ask user to input appropriate value using a prompt. So for example, just close করে দিচ্ছি using comment. So if I write like x is a variable and input and then put a message here So enter your name. Done. So run. So it says what? Input your. So enter your name. So this is the thing. It can ask user to input appropriate value using a prompt. So this is called prompt. Enter your name. This is prompt. So আমরা হচ্ছে ask করতেছি user কে যে please enter your name or something. Clear? And now or just blinking cursor to notify the user to input something. So এখন যদি আমরা এখানে কোনো prompt use না করি, okay, so এটাকে stop করি. So now we don't use any prompt here. So now run. Let's see, it's just blinking on off on off. So this is called blinking cursor. So এইটা হচ্ছে আপনাকে নোটিফাই করতেছে যে আপনাকে কিছু ইনপুট দিতে হবে. You have to input something. Clear? So this is the main concept. Okay, fine. So এটা go done. এবার হচ্ছে আমরা দেখব types of input function. It's not it's types, just like variation of input function. Variation of function. So first variant is only input function. Second variation is input function with data type. And third variation is input function with data type and prompt. So we can done. So my first part we start করি. So it says only input function. So no prompt, no data type. So only input function means prompt and no data type. Only blinking. So like print, sorry, not print, the output function. So x is a variable and আমরা x এর একটা value input নেব. So input function is equal to input. Done. Let's run. So this blinking. Say if I use a print function here. Okay, so first stop it. So now just print x. So x এ আমরা যে ভ্যালুটা ইনপুট দেব সেটাই কি হবে প্রিন্ট হয়ে যাবে. So let's run. So it's blinking. So it says to input something. So আমি দিলাম সাইমা, ইনপুট দিলাম, দেন হিট এন্টার, দেন এন্টার প্রেস করলে কি হবে প্রিন্ট x, মানে সাইমাই প্রিন্ট হয়ে যাবে. So enter. So it says সাইমা. So this is input value and this is output. Yeah. So x is equal to input. This is called only input function. There is no prompt and no data type. Clear? So এইটাকে যদি এখন আমরা সুডো করে লিখি, so then কিভাবে লিখবো? So in pseudocode, so we can write just input x. Same thing. In Python we write x is a variable and we take a input value here. So x is equal to input function, and in super we write input x. Clear? So only input function, this variation is in Python is x is equal to input function, and in pseudocode input x. For what? Only input function. Clear? Okay, okay. So now come to the second variant. Okay, so it have. So second variant is what? Like is to input function with data type. Input function. Take the type. Take the variation. Three times variation. So second, first one is only function. Second one is input function with data type. সি কি আমাদের ওখানে সেকেন্ড ভ্যারিয়েশন কি ইনপুট ফাংশন উইথ ওখানে দেখেন তো কপিতে ডেটা টাইপ okay input function with data type. So what is this data type? Integer or string or boolean, so it's like that. So this what only input function, only input function. Now we need what? Data type. So we just mention it within the input function. So we can write, sorry, no. We have to use input function within the data type. So like we need integer value. So int is a function that take an integer value from user. But we have to take the value. So then use input function within the integer function. Same for a string. You can just write str as a string. You can write bool for boolean data. Okay. You can write real, sorry, not float. You can write float for decimal value. Okay. So now you can write just integer. Take integer value as input. Now just off it and now print x. So now run. So it is blinking. Why? Because there is no prompt. There is no prompt. So it is blinking. It says to input something. So আমি দিলাম p. So enter. It says what? Value error. Why? Because invalid literal for integer. Because it says that we mentioned we need integer, but we give p. This is string. So error value. So let's run again. So now if I give 10, so it is print 10. Clear? So now same for a string str, run. Sorry, run whining. So run again. Run again. Yeah. So now put 8. Same thing, right? Yes. Now you can say, sir, we mentioned a string, but we put integer 8 and it printed also the 8. Why? Because it takes the 8 as a string, not integer. Let's say we আমরা ফার্স্টে দেখলাম, let's say here let's take x is a variable and we take a string value, so string input. Now take another string variable as input and is y. Now just add them, like sum is equal to x plus y. Now print what? Sum. This is the addition variable. So now run, blinking. So I give 9. blinking. So now 1. So 9 plus 1 what? 10, but it given 91. Because we take string input. So 9 is counted as string. 1 is also counted as string. So string 9 plus 1. So strings are concatenated. Clear? This is the concatenated process. We put here 9 as a string like this. Right? And here 1 as a string. So তাহলে এখানে কি হচ্ছে? এই so 9 plus 1. So 9 and 1 will be concatenated. It will show 9 1. Clear? So that's why 8 is take as string and it will print string 8. Clear? Any confusion? Okay. Now write bool. Bool. So what is bool? Boolean data. Boolean data type. So if I write, it is not done. Let's go to the next line. Yes, done. So if I write L, it says true. Why? Here true is just default output. Default output because there is no condition. There is no condition. So by default always হচ্ছে আপনার true print হবে. Always. So like even আমি যেখানে 1 দেই, like আমার 1 হচ্ছে input, so it will print true again. False print করবে না। হ্যাঁ, যদি এবার আমি এখানে false লিখি, FALSE, then it will print false. Then it will print true again. Okay, let's check a condition. Just for checking. So x is equal to true, then we'll print true. No, sorry. If x is equal to false, then we'll print false. Otherwise, we'll print not true. This is false. Otherwise, we will print true. Now run. So write false. Condition match. I input false. Okay, no problem. We'll see it later. Now just get back to our concept. Okay. So this is what input function with data type. So now what we can write it in pseudocode. So input x, we need it. We need it for what? Because of this input function. Now extra part is there, that is data type, a string data type. So how we can write it? That declare variable name. What is variable? Like x, then colon type is what? String. Clear? So this is the Python code for what? Input function with data type, and this is the code for what? Input function with data type. Okay, study করতে হবে। ওকে, সো লিখে স্টাডি করতে হবে অনেক, আর কিন্তু হবে না, আর কিন্তু হালের মতো অবস্থা হয়ে যাবে। পারতেছো তো? So now final part is what? Input function with data type and prompt. Now just off it. So here is the input function, and the second one is data type. Third one, what is we need? Prompt. So we write this prompt within the input function. Give two quotation and then write a prompt like enter your name. That's it. Now print X. Now run. So it will ask enter your name. So it's look beautiful. So Saima enter will print Saima. Clear? Simple concept. So now extra part will be added here. So what is that part? In pseudocode, we need an extra part. And what is that? No. Declare for what? String data type in Python. Input X for what? Input function. Now, how we can write that? With quotation, but without bracket. Yes. Message is always with quotation. Message or text is always with quotation. But how we can write? With what? Why is your name? What we can write here? This message. But how? This message, but how? This is a message. It will print it. It will be printed. So how it will print? Output. Yes. So this is the final pseudocode part of input function with data type and prompt. Clear? Okay. Then okay, so input function done. Then so next part. Okay. Here. Lauran সাহেব ওয়ালাইকুম আসসালাম বলেন এই তো আছেন আলহামদুলিল্লাহ হ্যাঁ সেটাই তো আমারও মনে থাকতেছে না আপনারও মনে থাকে না আমিও বলে যাচ্ছি আপনি যেটা বসবেন টাইম করবে সেটা তো হচ্ছেই না আসলে এক কাজ করেন ওই আপনি কালকে সকালে আসেন আমরা বসে টাইম ফিক্স করি সকালে পারবেন আপনি কখন পারবেন সেটা বলেন আমি তাহলে সেভাবে ফ্রি থাকবো আসেন তাহলে 10:30 থেকে 11টার মধ্যে আসেন Okay, so number 8. Now we will learn some program code and এটা কিন্তু বাসায় যে মাস্ট প্র্যাকটিস করবেন প্র্যাকটিস কিন্তু করতে হবে আমার কারণ কোডিং প্র্যাকটিস না করলে কিন্তু সব ভুলে যাবেন Oh, sorry that code লিখছিলাম সিলেবাস add subtract multiply and divide two numbers program code 1 add subtract then multiply divide two numbers divide two numbers So now think on it. We need to like we need to add two numbers. We need to add two numbers. So how many variables we need? Why two? Then if we add the two numbers, then where we can store the addition value? So then we need another variable to store the added value, right? So this is a normal thinking. So take it to logically think what we can do. So we need two numbers for add, subtract, multiply, or division, whatever we can. So now at first we need two variable. So like we can set num1 and num2, num1 and num2. Now take integer and float. It's your wish. So we take integer, then input function, and then give a prompt, enter first number. Okay, now just copy টুকুস করে একটা পেস্ট মেরে দিলাম and say it as second number. And now we need a why num3? Already two numbers input never done. Then we need what? We need a variable to store the, yes. So we can set what? Print function, the variable name where we can store the added value. It is a function. It is a function. Just say a variable name where we can store something. X. X takes x is a value. We can write x is equal to num1 plus num2. Okay, fine. But let's try to take a identifier, meaningful variable. Okay, you can say addition. Yes, you can say addition. So addition is equal to num1 plus num2. Now we need to show the added value. Print. Let's print what? Addition. So run. It says what? Enter first number. So give 3. Second number is what? 4. So enter. It says 7. But it says only 7. If we give a simple message, addition is 7. So it sounds good, right? So we can just use a prompt here. Addition is, and after the prompt, put what? Comma. Put a comma. Why comma? Yes, space এর জন্য. So run. So 9 and then just okay, 0. 9 plus 0 is 9. Addition is 9. Clear? And now we need what? Add, subtract, multiply, and divide. So addition done. Now we need to subtract, like num1 minus num2. এটা থাকবে, এটা থাকবে, but we need to do the list of the 3. So we need more 3 variables to store the subtraction, multiplication, and division. So now for subtraction, name the variable. Subtract. Okay. Subtract. Okay, yes, it can be a variable. So num1 minus num2. Num1 minus num2. Okay, fine. Then for multiplication, multiply. Okay, multiply. Okay, multiply. Multiply is equal to num1 into. So into is star. Num2. Then divide. Division. What you can write? Division. Okay. Division. Okay, fine. So num1 divide by forward slash. We use forward slash, not backward slash. And now print rest of the 3. So paste. Subtraction is, and it is subtract. This one addition is, and this is multiply this one. Division is, and this is division. Division the variable, right? Okay. Now run. So let's say 8 and 2 for better answer. So it says addition is 10, subtraction is 6, multiplication is 16, division is 4. Clear? Any confusion? Huh? It always float আসবে. It always float আসবে. In Python. It is always float. Okay, so now we want to write it in pseudocode. Yes. So first time আমরা কি করতেছি, একটা ভ্যালু ইনপুট নিচ্ছি। ভ্যালু নেম হচ্ছে num1 and integer part আছে, I mean এখানে কি আছে, ডেটা টাইপ আছে। So declare the start, then output enter first number, and then input num1. So declare num1 and it is integer, then output, put the message, enter first number, and then input num1, and the same for num2. Same for num2. So this is num2, this is num2, and this is the enter second number. Clear? So but let's say declare num1 integer, num2 is also integer. So declaration এর জন্য আমরা just একটা ইউজ করতে পারি, declare num1 comma num2 because they are both integer. Then output enter first number, input num1, output enter second number, input num2. It's short process. And now these what types of statement? No, we learn it in previous class. Assignment statement. Assignment statement. What is assignment statement? Left side a variable, right side a value, and that value is assigned into addition. Num1 minus num2 is assigned into subtract. Assigned by what? Equal sign. So in pseudocode we write what? Left arrow sign. So just copy and paste here. Now use just left arrow sign. Clear? Simple English. Complexness, so just need practice. Okay, now print. So we just use what? Output without bracket. Space. So this is the pseudocode. Clear? Any confusion? Okay, so Python লিখে নেন pseudocode.